Don't you just love the sound of a 6.7 liter Cummins cranking up? Hey y'all, this is Corey with Everyday Man, doing everyday reviews for everyday people. Today, I'd like to thank you guys. I made 1,000 subscribers just a couple of days ago. So all of you guys that subscribe and watch my channel, I want to give you a big shout out. Thank you, I appreciate it. So I want to do a video today on the pros and the cons of daily driving a heavy duty diesel Ram pickup truck. This truck's a great truck, I love it. I haven't had any issues with it, but I have done a few things that I want to talk about real quick, about what I've done to make it more drivable in everyday situations. I want to start, unlock it real quick. I want to start with the bed of the truck. This truck is extremely tall. I'm over 6 feet tall, and you can see how high the tailgate is. So what I've done is I've put an Amp Research bed extender in the back of it. Works great to extend the bed. It makes it a full 8-foot bed. My truck's the short bed. You got the little buckles on the side to go into your tailgate latch that'll hold it down. And what I really like about it is that when it's folded up, it stops everything from going to the cab of your truck. And just in case, I do keep a hook in it where I can reach in it. This truck is extremely tall. This Amp Research bed extender is really nice. It actually has like a 250-pound weight capacity to it. In fact, I'll put a full keg of beer in here. I got a kegerator in my house. I'll lay it down, and it stops it from going to the cab of my truck. Another thing I've done is put this Paragon bed cover over it. This thing is really excellent at keeping water out, keeping the rain out. That way, if I go grocery shopping, whatever I do, I can put everything right here. It stays in this little section. I don't have to worry about reaching anything. Another thing I've done, this big old pickup truck, for some reason, Dodge didn't feel it needed any running boards. So what I did was put the Amp Research automatic running boards, open and close with your door. They've really held up nice. They work really well. The only little issue I have with them is right here where I step in and out every day, right on the ridges, it's starting to wear off the powder coat. But this truck is mostly stock, as you can see, and that's just small things I've done to make it more usable every day. And give me just a second, we're gonna go inside, go take it for a ride. All right, guys, so this video I'm doing really, so if you're on the fence about buying a heavy duty diesel pickup truck, the information I give you here may help you out. Because there are many pros and many cons to driving a diesel pickup truck. The first thing I'd like to talk about, believe it or not, with a big old diesel truck is fuel mileage. This truck, right now, I'm looking at the average on my dashboard right now, and it says 21.8 miles per gallon. Now, I just reset it this morning, and my wife and I took a trip to Home Depot, and it's about 35 minutes from my house, and it's mostly highway driving, and that's where I'm at right now. Now, I've got two friends of mine that both have a 2500 Ram with the 6.4 liter Hemi, and they generally average about 13, maybe 14 on a good day miles per gallon. So one of the pros I will say about driving a diesel pickup truck is it gets really good fuel mileage for what it is, for the size it is. One of the cons about driving a heavy duty pickup truck, be it gas or diesel, is they ride really rough. I'm sure you'll be able to see in this camera I got mounted on my dashboard just how rough it does ride. Now, this one being a diesel, and this one also has the 4x4 off-road package, so it comes with a upgraded Bilstein shock. This one rides better than most heavy-duty pickup trucks I've been in. Both of my buddies with the gassers, theirs rides like a three-legged mule. I'm telling you, it's rough. The diesel I find does a little better. The diesel in the Dodge pickup truck weighs right at 1,000 pounds more than the 6.4 liter Hemi, which will soften up the ride all by itself. But these Bilsteins on this 4x4 off-road package really do a nice job of absorbing some of the harsh shock to a bump, but it still will buck you around quite a bit. I will give you a con about driving one of these trucks. This is the short bed, like I mentioned. It's the 6-foot bed crew cab Ram 2500. There's not many parking spots out there made for this truck. This truck's got a horrible turn radius, and it can be quite a challenge to park when you first get in it. Now, most gas stations, you know how gas stations set up where the pumps are kind of in a line and you need to get between the pump and the building to park. This truck simply isn't made for that. If there's too many cars in there, you're really not going to be able to get in there and park. Now, one thing good about this Laramie, this is a Laramie Ram. It's got parking sensors in the front, which help out tremendously. These hoods are so high on these vehicles that you really can't see over the hood when you get close to anything. Now, this one does have the parking sensors. It doesn't have any front-facing cameras, but it's got a parking sensor that'll let you know when you're getting close to things. That really helps out. But really, the best thing to do to park these things is to back it up pretty much. Anytime you see a fellow with a larger pickup truck, usually he's backed into a spot. There's a good reason for that. You've got a lot more visibility and you got a lot better turning radius when you're going backwards. So that's definitely a con of this truck. It's not easy to park. And I would say anybody that lives in a suburban environment is not going to enjoy driving one of these trucks every day. I live in a little town called Bayou Gauche, about 30 miles outside of New Orleans. So most of my driving is highway driving. If I want to go to Walmart, I'm going to be in my truck for 15 minutes. So living out in a more rural environment, although I do live in a subdivision, does make this truck a little easier to handle on a day-to-day basis. Now, as far as driving a diesel pickup truck, I will say this. There is excellent visibility out of this truck. This truck is extremely tall, straight from the factory. I can look over if I'm at a red light in a line of sedans and smaller SUVs, little crossover SUVs. I can usually look over them and see what's coming up in front of me, and that's really nice. It's got a commanding view, and it's really comfortable. The interior of this pickup truck, this Laramie, the seats are very nice. I do have heated and cooled front seats, and I gotta tell you, I don't think I'll buy another vehicle without cooled seats. Down here in South Louisiana, it's hot. I'm filming this right now, it's 90 degrees, and I got my cooled seats on, I can assure you. Another pro to driving this truck, this diesel truck, is the feeling you get from having the Cummins diesel. This truck really feels substantial. Oh, that could be a con too. I'm gonna look at it as a pro. You don't feel like you're driving around in a toy. You can the weight of this pickup truck. This pickup truck's over 7,000 pounds, and you are aware of it all the time. If you need to hit your brakes, I can assure you the 7,000 pounds let you know that it's there. But it feels substantial. It feels like you're driving a piece of equipment. You know what I mean? It feels more than just your regular pickup truck. And I really like that about it. I really do like that about it. I know a lot of people get scared off, and in fact, I was scared by it, is maintenance costs on a diesel pickup truck. I have land in Mississippi, so I needed to pull a gooseneck with a tractor on it, and I probably could have got away with the gasser, and I almost bought one due to the high cost of maintenance on a diesel pickup truck. Now, I've been driving this truck for 2 years, just about to the day, and I've got 47,000 miles on it. I'm due for an oil change right now. I'm about 1,000 miles overdue, but I've only changed the oil on this truck 2 times. From Dodge, it says you're good for 15,000 miles between oil changes. and that's with a full synthetic oil change. Now I've put Shell Rotella in it. That's what I use. And 15,000 miles between oil changes is really nice. Now, we'll tell you, I have taken this truck actually twice to get the oil changed at take 5. And the oil change comes right in at like $200. It takes 3 gallons of Rotella oil to change in this truck. And every time you do it, you have to change both fuel filters. And like I say, I'm due right now for an oil change and fuel filters. The fuel filters, I've been buying them on Amazon, and I've been getting them for probably $50 the 2 times I bought them. And I've changed those myself. They're not hard to do. But so the maintenance cost when you get it done, you say $200 for an oil change. Yeah, it sounds rough, man. It sounds like it's going to be really expensive. But the miles you go between them really makes up the difference between that and say my buddy's 6.4 liter Hemi. It's really nice. The maintenance costs aren't bad at all. So if you're on the fence between buying a gasser and a Cummins because you're scared of the maintenance costs, don't be scared. It's really not a big deal. I haven't had any problems with this truck in the 2 years. I take that back. At one time, I could not get my air conditioner to blow on my feet. It all runs through the infotainment center, so there wasn't nothing to do but take it to RAM. All they did, they told me, was that they refactory set the system, and it started to work correctly. And that's about it. I haven't had any other trouble with the truck that I needed to take it to the shop. Now, this Uconnect system, sometimes it can be funny with Android Auto. If you don't plug it in just right, or if it don't like your cord just right, it'll kick you out. And if you try to come on a few times, it'll just like shut you down and you can't hook up Android Auto anymore. You literally have to turn your truck off for a half an hour and plug it back in, it'll start working. Now with that said, when it works great. This one's got the push button lock and keyless entry where I don't need to unlock it with my key. I can just grab the handle. When I first got the truck, it actually gave me a few issues where sometimes it wouldn't see my key and sometimes it would. But this truck ended up updating itself. It got a firmware update, and I haven't had any real problems with that at all. That's worked fine. So to wrap it up, this 2500 Ram is a really nice truck. Is it gonna beat you up a little bit on a rough road? Yeah, it will. It's a heavy duty. It's something you gotta be aware of when you buy one. Would I buy one just to say I had a heavy duty Ram? No, I wouldn't. I'd buy a 1500. But if you're in the need of a heavy duty pickup truck and you're afraid that daily driving it is going to be an issue, it won't be. Like I said, unless you live like in an urban environment. Even at factory height, this truck will not fit in a lot of parking garages. And not like you'd really want to, because once you're in there, those parking spots are so small, you're not going to find a place to park anyway. You're going to need to get used to parking it, no doubt. But it comes quickly. My wife will make fun of me sometimes. She tells me I park this thing like it's a Civic, you know, because I'm not afraid to park it. But yeah, man, it's a great truck. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. Like I said, once again, I'd like to say thank you to my subscribers that got me up over 1,000. And if you like this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up. And maybe subscribe to me. Hit that notification bell. You'll know next time I put in a video. And that's it, y'all. Until next time, this is Everyday Man.